also known as the Night Shift, and this is my YouTube channel. You're about to watch the first of four videos on one of my favorite things about one of my favorite games, Armories in DC Universe Online. The game has been going strong for almost a decade, and I have been a regular player off and on since 2013. Lately, the game has made even more improvements, and it's been really exciting to sit down and play it again after so long. So exciting that it prompted me to make some YouTube videos and share with you some of the things I love most about this game. I also have plans to do some things with streaming, but due to some hardware issues or limitations, I should say, for now we're going to make some videos and share with you the cool things about DC Universe Online. We are currently standing in the league hall built by my league leader, Kid Chaos. This is Chaos Control. Some of those golden statues are mine. They're things you get when you achieve certain things in the game. And my goal is to document my own characters in my new league, building a league hall and putting a league together from scratch. You're going to meet one of the members of Mobile Response, my league, in the next video or video 3, I believe. This video is for the cosplayers out there, the people who gather in front of Little Bohemia Police Station and show off their best superhero gear. This is what I use the armories on Republic Defender for. They are not quite as functional because the certain pieces required to make them work um, also cost a tremendous stat penalty. So Iron Man, the armor as you can see, has different abilities than Public Defender, as well as that first armor, the Quicksilver armor, also has different abilities. The Nick Fury build here just sort of fills out the set, if it were. So that's my motif right now. I'm four Avengers in one, I should say. Even though technically speaking, Republic Defender comes from a game called City of Heroes, and he's actually meant to be a tribute to a character called Statesman. So there's that. Now we're going to head over to the House of Legends, which is one of the newer locations created in the game, which is an area where heroes and villains, so you can see characters fly by with the purple words over their heads, that means they're villains, can congregate together to go on group missions and do a bunch of other things, like talk to Dr. Fate. Um, Dr. Fate gives out Fate tokens, which is a daily login reward, not unlike a cell phone game. And with those Fate tokens, you can buy a number of items. Being a long-time player, I was delighted to find out that a lot of the items on the reward vendor are costume pieces that I had wanted for years that just took too much grinding to get. So I got a bunch of costume pieces and got my hands on the Journeyman boots, the Monitored Propulsions pack, and the Gloves of Clinging. They're about 300 Fate tokens apiece, and the only way to get Fate tokens is to log in, and you get about 20 tokens max per login. That's if you're a subscribing player. So it's a costly, time-consuming method, and again, you pay a heavy stat penalty. The items in question are for a character under level 30. So once you get to the point where you're like my character, whose combat rating is over 300, those items all show negatives, and they go into slots that are important. The Joker jetpack goes on your back. That's a back slot. That's a huge amount of stats. The Journeyman boots go on your feet, and the Gloves of Clinging go in your hand. Now, the other workaround for one of my characters was another item, basically a ring, but we'll get to that in a second when we get to the speedster character. First up, here is the Iron Man build, what I call the Mark 43. As you can see, he can fly. Now, unfortunately, because of the game's balance, flying doesn't really give you a tactical advantage, and he pays a heavy penalty in damage as well as other vital stats that make the role he plays, which is controller, very important. So he's not very effective in game, and it's not fair to other players to use him because he doesn't provide the statistical output you need him to in a multiplayer scenario. Now, Quicksilver at this point doesn't pay as heavy a penalty because he has what's called the Speed Force ring. And that ring is a more up-to-date item and keys to the level of the user at the time. So since I just got the Speed Force ring, a little while ago, the stats on it are still okay. But the principle is the same. The stronger I get, the weaker that ring becomes until the point it becomes a liability because there are other items I can get that will, be vastly more powerful. And because the combat rating is literally the strength of your equipment, and that combat rating is what allows you into certain levels and missions. Yeah, I can't run around with Quicksilver and really progress through the game because of the ring he's wearing. And once you take that ring off, he's just not silver. He's just a regular dude running around with acrobatic abilities. So there's that. So for the most part, Republic Defender, I play as just that main Captain America build. Basically, he is I call him a tanky DPS. So he's designed to be a little bit more durable than your average DPS, but not exactly a tank. He doesn't draw aggro. His point is to be able to stay standing long enough to fulfill whatever the mission requirements are to save the day. And that's the character I actually play the game. The other three, like I said, are just for standing around and showing off your creativity, which is a nice little part of the game. So that is how I use the armories on this particular character. The next series of videos will show you some other uses. I mean, to be honest, it is a hugely cosmetic thing. There's no way around it. The tactical advantage of the armories is non-existent. But they do have their uses outside of the cosmetic. And this next video will show you some of that. So give me a minute to get this one exported for some audio, and we'll see you next time. Like and subscribe. Also known as the Night Shift, and this is my YouTube channel. You're about to watch the first of 4 videos on